So let's look at the May update for Project for the Web. It contains pre-built templates and colors in buckets. Let's have a look. So here I am at the official blog article, which tells us that there's two new features. Pre-built templates and colored buckets. Lovely. Now be aware, pre-built templates isn't the same as creating your own templates. So that is a major change that I like to see coming any day soon. To see that in action, let's head on over to Project Home. Project Home is the location where we find all of our projects that were created recently, that we are actively engaged in recently, or shared by us or created by ourselves. We also have our favorites, obviously, and the new project button changed. Previously it had a drop-down box, but now it's just a button. If we click on the new project, we get a new visualization, what we at Projectum call a light box. I don't know if that's a common name, but at least we do call it that way. And we have a blank project, the experience that we're familiar with from previous videos. Then a roadmap, obviously also familiar. The import button, very important for if in case you have and I would say a cleaned up project, because not everything from Microsoft Project will be populated in Project for the Web. And underneath we have start with a template. Now let's set the scene correctly here with the templates. These templates are not designed to be an end goal kind of situation. These are templates that were thought of with a certain mindset to help people create the project that they actually need in the end. So just like with every template, you would change your project according to the actual need of the project itself. And one feature that should be implemented, if you ask me, is the ability to create your own template and use that instead of these 7 templates that are out of the box. So we could start with a simple project, but let's go a little bit more advanced and see what the commercial construction does for us. If I click on the button, I can get an overview of what the board view would look like. General construction, long lead production, long lead procurement, mobilize on site. There's some valuable information here on what the key benefits are when using this template. So let's use this template in our project. And as you see this populating, my opinion is that it did take a long while. So why is it taking so long? It's just a project of how many project tasks? Maybe a couple of hundred. It shouldn't take that long. Maybe it's my machine today. We see that it's starting today, which is good, which is the way that we would like to have a template populate. It has summary tasks. It has notes within the task. So let's have a look at the note here. So here we go. Please note that the template is just a set of tasks that may be encountered through the commercial construction process. Yes, exactly the remark that I made myself as well. And we see effort is already populated, but the assign to is empty. So that means that any person that you assign to this task specifically would be doing those 20 hours. We also have the checklist icon here. So let's have a look at what's in the checklist. I see that preparing project schedule, submitting project schedule is part of preparing and submitting the project schedule. Well, yes, that's great. Let's have a look at the board view, and I believe that my machine is still populating the project because clicking on it is very slow. Now let me know if you have that same experience with this type of template, because then maybe the template creation process is not optimized yet by Microsoft. That could be the case. Let us know in the comments. So general construction, long lead procurement, all kinds of buckets, very nice and neatly sorted in our project board. There is a lot in here, so I think that this might be linked up to the project summary. So let's have a look at that. And be aware this construction template was already present in the Microsoft project template. So it makes sense that they just took the summary tasks and had them populated as board buckets. So roofing is a nice example. So let's head on over to the board again. And when we move to the right, we would probably see roofing. Yeah. So what was done with the templates that we have from Microsoft Project, they were upgraded and updated for Project for the Web, where every main summary task is now a bucket within the board view. Let's have a look at the timeline, and here you see a nice little dependencies. And what I like about Project for the Web is that it tells me that you're not seeing rows 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 in the current view, but know that they have a dependency, and you can even hover over it and it will tell you the name of that task. Very neat little feature. So this looks nice. I could zoom out a little bit, see the whole construction site maybe. Let's try that. So zooming is something that I love to see improved in Project for the Web in the future. Currently, there's no way that I can visualize the current schedule, the whole schedule, because it's just that large. That is something that I hope to see in a future update. So templates are a useful addition to Project for the Web. The pre-built templates themselves are there for, I would say, recreational purposes. They're not fully fledged to immediately start working with them from a production mindset or a project mindset, but you can take them, have a look at what information is useful for you, and just skim away all the other things that aren't useful to you. So that's the first update that we got in May. Let's have a look at the other update that we got, and that is related to buckets. Now, buckets are part of Project for the Web natively, so we already have seen buckets previously in other videos, but let's start up with a simple schedule and have that as a template. And this is useful for demonstration purposes, right? We have a summary, we have a task list, we have some labels, we have a checklist, we have a note for every task. Very useful for demonstration purposes. We'll see the simple project popping up now for the upcoming next couple of updates for sure. In the board view though, we'll see backlog up next, in progress, blocked, completed, and bucket 1. And what fast viewers have seen is that there is a new icon here. This is the color picker specifically aimed for creating a color-coded bucket in the board view of Project for the Web. If I click on it, I get these colors. Now, are they aligned with the colors of the labels? I'm not particularly sure. I remember when reading about the labels in card view, I know that there's a whole list of labels here, but is Plum also available here? And is it called Plum? Well, it doesn't have a name. What this? It does have a name. Just hover over it. I do think that these are the same colors that we have in the labels. So creating a bucket color fills up until every card has been filled. So that means that the color doesn't reach all the way down for the whole page. It just wraps around neatly around the bucket name that we have. So we could add another task here and keep on doing that. and you just see the color wraps around the whole list of tasks that is within that bucket. So these are the two updates that we got from the May blog post. Now there is an active discussion going on underneath the this topic, or underneath this blog entry, and that is related to what John was mentioning, is that assigning resources can mark tasks as complete. He mentioned that he was able to assign a resource that doesn't have a license for Microsoft Project, and that resource was able to mark an assigned task as done. Now, I wasn't able to reproduce this. I created a resource in my environment, I added a Office license to it, but didn't add a project license, and that user was only able to see it as a read-only value. So this update that John mentions that has been added in the May update, I haven't been able to reproduce it, so I don't think that it's there for all tenants. Let me know if you have this option as well, or if your organization has the option. So the requirements for this is we have a user, or we have a resource, and that resource has only the Microsoft Office 365 license, but no Microsoft Project license. Is that user, when you assign that user to the project, is that user able to mark that task as complete? Let me know in the comments below. This was it for the May update. I do this every month. Some months I'm a bit late, as today, because it's the 15th already. It's been a hectic time. But next time I'll be sure to cover the June update of Project for the Web. Thanks for watching.